I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What is up, everyone? DJ Anubis here with you on the Metal Time Radio podcast with my co-host and great friend and ghoul brother from the ghoul mother, Mr. Tony of the Dead, and we are the Ghouls of Midnight. Episode 56. And as we do on this show, we alternate picks, and this time it's my go-ahead, and I chose 1998's Deep Rising, starring Trent Williams, Famke Janssen, Kevin J. O'Connor, Derek O'Connor, Jason Fleming, and Dimjin Honsu, along a lot of other familiar faces in this film. It's so amazing how many familiar faces we got on this flick. But before we get into this, let's go back and revisit the trailer, shall we?
At a depth of 4,000 feet, they roam harmlessly, minuscule, and unseen by human eyes. At 20,000 feet, they've been known to eat full-grown sharks. But what if those at 40,000 feet were to rise from the deep?
I got a really bad feeling about this.
Deep Rising.
This ain't no pleasure cruise, baby.
No. Well, it is, though, isn't it?
Was anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you'd seen this prior to this viewing.
I did not.
Oh, really?
I kept mixing this up with Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, okay.
So I thought I saw this, and I definitely did not. Watching this, I'm like, I never saw any of this.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So Deep Rising is a 1998 American action horror film written and directed by Stephen Sommers and starring, as I said, Tret Williams, Famke Janssen, and Anthony Harold. And let me see here. Budget of $45 million, made $11.2 million. That's terrible. Feels so bad for them. But basically what you have is Tret Williams plays John Finnegan, who has a small crew on a boat, and they're transporting some mercenaries across the ocean in the middle of a storm. And like their job or their motto is, we'll just do anything, but we won't ask questions.
Yeah.
And obviously prior to this, we see like this cruise ship out in the ocean, and the first thing we get is Famke Janssen, who's like one of these patrons on the ship, named Trillian St. James. She's basically a thief in hiding. So she's busy picky-pocketing everybody, and then gets caught, thrown into a freezer, almost like Under Siege style. But the cruise ship, you know, it's the Nautilus. It's a big-ass ship. It's one of its kind. It's huge, and a lot of rich people are doing their debut cruise on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who the main, who's the main guy in this?
Of what side?
Right, the ship, the one that kind of owns the ship and everything. Is that
he's Anthony Heald, Simon Canton.
Okay. So he's talking, bragging about the ship and how great it is and the voyage and everything. But then we see like this cut scene to where somebody goes into the engine room or wherever the digital data is stored and all that. And I guess it runs off like compact disc.
Yeah.
So someone swaps them out and basically almost puts like a virus into the system, which shuts down the engines. And at that point, we kind of get that thing at the very beginning where it talks about creatures like you heard in the trailer that live really deep in the sea. And this thing is like cruising up at the cruise ship, and they're looking at it on the sonar, and they're like, whatever this is, it's huge and it's coming. Then all of a sudden the ship gets hit hard. A bunch of people are panicking. That one woman in the bathroom ends up getting taken. We don't know by what at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have that going on. And then we're going right back to our little ship with Finnegan. And I love Kevin J. O'Connor. He is so fucking good as an actor. So funny. Everything I've ever seen him in is great. I think he was even in The Mouth of Madness, I think.
Was he?
Oh, no. Lord of Illusions. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. I saw he was in it. I never saw that movie, but I know he was in it.
But he was in The Mummy. He plays the sidekick to Brandon Fraser, who is like a dickhead. He's always trying to like get him in trouble. But
Benny.
he's always funny, and apparently he's pretty quick witted. And apparently Somner's liked him so much in this that he casted him in The Mummy and another film. So that's how much of an impact he has. But these mercenaries are cruising in the middle of the fucking ocean, and Finnegan, you know, he doesn't really ask a lot of questions, but Connor's character Joey is also dating one of the girls on there. I think Layla, and so she's like another part of their 3-man crew, but they're together, Joey and her. So she's always like trying to keep Joey in check, but Joey's very curious. He's like a cat, gets too much trouble. So he starts snooping around, and of course discovers that these mercenaries have like fucking rocket launchers and missiles, and it's like they're ready to go to war. And he gets caught, and so the mercenaries, I forget the main guy that leads that, but he was in like Last of the Mohicans and stuff like that. He's a really good Indian actor. But they catch him, man. They fucking start fucking him apart. These guys are not very friendly.
Beat the shit out of him.
Huh?
Just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, they were just getting a joy out of it. Like they had him down and they start kicking them, and it's like these guys are just crazy. I think I remember seeing Jason Fleming and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think he played Hyde in that.
Yep.
But yeah, you're going to see a shit ton of familiar faces, especially with the mercenary crew. Like just a lot of familiar action guys that are in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there comes this tense scene, obviously, where Finnegan has to go save Joey, and he's got like a spear gun or something, and he's like basically like it's going to get messy, you know, because they're all got guns on each other, and they're trying to like, you know, just de-escalate the situation, but it's very tough. But eventually Finnegan, you know, says, look, we're not here to get in your toes. He just got a little bit too noisy. I'm going to take him out of here and we'll be done with this. That's what happens. But, you know, obviously Joey's telling Finnegan, dude, they've got a lot of like explosive shit here that can, you know, blow this ship sky high.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we start getting to the point now where as they're going along, we know the cruise ship is under attack by something. So people are trying to get in, you know, the speedboat, which gets loose. That ends up becoming in the way of the boat that these guys are on, the mercenary. They see it at the last second, but it hits it, putting a hole in the hull of the boat.
Yeah.
So they're taking water pretty heavily, but then they see the cruise ship. And of course, the mercs know about this because they're supposed to be on that ship. So now Finnegan and everybody sounds like, okay, well, we know what they're doing out here in the middle of the ocean. This is what they're doing.
Yep.
So they figure they're going to go board the cruise ship, try to get some parts to fix the boat. But of course, the mercs are going to get on there, and I forget exactly what they were trying to do. I don't even remember what their ultimate goal was. Either to rob people or get into the vault. I can't remember. I think it was the vault that they were trying to get to. How did you feel about this film as you first started watching it?
It's a good setup. I mean, the intro and like seeing underneath like all the wreckage, and it's kind of like in a way like a Bermuda Triangle kind of thing. Like
I think they actually reference that too.
Yeah, it's like ships have gone down there for years and they don't know why, and then it's like caverns underneath that are like never been discovered. So like who knows what's down there, and then this thing just ventures out one day, I guess. But yeah, it was interesting at that point because like you don't see anything, you don't see the creature. It's a mystery. And there's like but it's a little confusing because it's like who's, you know, on the ship. It's like, okay, what's the ship about? And then okay, what's this thing? It's like almost like there's a couple stories going on it, and then like it all comes together. But yeah, it kept my interest at first.
Yeah. So anyway, they're on the ship and they find that there's like no one around. Like the ship's been torn to pieces on the inside, but they can't find anybody, like nobody. Until of course they come across Trillin, who managed to escape the freezer, and she's out wandering around till they run into her. So then again, like they end up like searching around and everything, and then I think Finnegan and Joey and then one other guy go down to the galley, or not the galley, but the garage of the ship to try to get these parts. And so they're kind of separated at this point. So they're kind of the first ones to kind of run into these creatures that look like worms, and they're like flying around. They're very fast. So they know that there's something else going on the ship. Whereas the other crew, part of the crew, is upstairs. And probably one of the more interesting scenes is when one of the mercs opens the vault, because they all think, yeah, we got what we want, and then this axe just like comes in and nails him in the fucking head.
Yeah. He was kind of a dickhead too, so.
Oh God, yes.
He had it coming.
They were really bad, just terrible human beings.
Yeah.
So that starts, and then like whatever, there was like the main guy who runs the ship, his captain, and then like a lady and a couple other people, and they end up getting shot because of the reaction to the accident. So the other guys are shooting, and they've got these nice weapons. And at first, like earlier, they're like, when they shoot up the fucking casino, they stop, and then they're like, that was cool, let's do it again. And they start firing again. So these guys are nuts, just ridiculous. So they end up killing some of the people inside the vault, but the captain, as well as the main host, he's still alive, and he's trying to explain to them that there's something on the ship. Like, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about this film, though, is just the mere like special effects were great. Like I remember first seeing when I was still getting Fangoria magazine, they were showing like clips or like pics of this movie, and there was that nice scene where they're like walking through the corpses that were digested, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool like special effect and everything. But eventually they just end up finding out that you come across these creatures and they can't seem to hide. And one was really a cool thing earlier, before they get towards the end, where they're inside that galley for the restaurant, like where they're cooking, and they closed off all the doors and everything, and they're sitting in there, and everyone's pretty much like, we got to get out of here and get downstairs to the boat, the escape boat or whatever. And one of the guys says, no, I think it's Fleming's character, he's like, I'm not leaving this. We got food here, we can just chill. And that's when Finnegan basically like, well, you understand that I once saw like a guy put a fish in a bottle with a cork, and then the octopus just went around, figured out how to get in, and finally got to the fish.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, what's the point? And he's like, we're the fish.
That was a good reference.
Yeah, it was very good. It actually leads to like what they find later about these creatures.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorite scenes in this that you liked a lot?
Well, in the beginning when you're talking about what it's going to get messy, I like that scene where I like the back and forth with them, and like you don't know who's going to pull a trigger, and like, go ahead, I'll kill him, I'll kill him. I thought that the intensity, that's what the word is. I liked it between them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, why the fuck are they beating the shit out of this guy? Like all he did was like I get he was nosy, but like, I don't know. But it was an interesting scene. I don't know another scene. The axe, of course, was cool.
I think one of my favorites is when Joey and what is this guy's main name? I think it's Canton. I think the Indian guy. I think it's Canton. Because he's like the leader.
The main guy, he's Hanover.
Oh, Hanover. Okay.
Yeah.
So Joey and Hanover are running away from one of these creatures, and he's talking like they're talking.
Oh,
to
that part. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to talk to him. He's like, how do we get away from this thing? And apparently, he's like, the only way to stop it or slow it down is to feed it. And then Hanover turns and shoots Joey in the leg.
He was so fucking annoying at this point, though. I would have done the same thing.
Oh, but he is so funny.
How do we feed it? How do we feed it? Or how do we feed it? How do we feed it? How do we feed? It's like a fucking Shaggy from Wish. That's all he was in it. And then I'm like, God damn. Uh-oh. You there?
I'm here.
Okay, I heard I did it. Yeah, I like him. I like him more as Benny, but like, he got on my nerves after a while, and it's like his voice was so goddamn annoying. And then I don't want to fast forward. Well, when we get to the ending, I'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part where he shoots him, and I'm like, this. He's gonna shoot him. He's gonna shoot him, and he does. And I thought, oh shit, yes, all right, this is a good part. And then he doesn't get eaten. But then when he gives him the gun later on, when he sees the guy getting eaten to shoot, he shoots. He goes, asshole. And then karma kicks in. There's no bullet in it.
Yeah, it's like I had one bullet, and it's like he was trying because he was getting eaten. So like he's like he figured he put himself out of his misery because he's gonna get digested alive.
Yeah.
So like he goes to try to shoot Joey because he's just that much of an asshole. Wastes the one bullet and then tries to eat, and then he's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
Which again, though, earlier too, when they first see these creatures, like the one where they shoot it open and the body of another merc falls down, he's like half digested. Is like so good. I love that.
That was a good part.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously the mercs are just kind of going one by one as they try to get through the ship, and still even that lead guy that owns the ship, he was in cahoots with Hanover. He's trying to get the insurance money. So the whole idea was to shut the ship down. People would get off on their lifeboats, but then the ship would sink and he would get the insurance money from this. But that went to shit real fast. But even he is like a huge dick. Like just always like tried to, like when they were going down one hallway, he's like sneaking out another way.
Yeah,
trying to lock right. He's like, he reminds me so much of the dude from Aliens that was trying to like always dick over everybody.
Yeah, and that guy's glasses. I'll tell you what. Whoever made those glasses is amazing. One arm, and it just stayed on his face the entire time while he ran. It's like it's a good company, I guess.
Yeah, with all the water and stuff, it never got water on it. It's fucking amazing.
Nope. I actually met him once at a convention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's a nice guy, but he was in. It's not uncredited for it. I don't know why, but it was like something like it's called like I Know You from that movie or something like that, because he was in like X-Men, and obviously had a huge part in this, and he's been in like a lot of things. It's like one of those guys with a familiar face that you don't know their name.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him about that and stuff, and yeah, he's a nice guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they, you have a lot of this going on. Obviously, unfortunately, Joey's girlfriend gets taken while she's trying to fix the boat. So there was only a couple of them there, but because it's so easy access from the water, I mean, it's a huge fucking gap. But yeah, so you have their gone, but kind of just speeding along here, like. The idea now is to because they already put one of the launchers on the front of the boat before they even got there. And so Finnegan's idea is like he's just going to put the boat on a circle and come back and hit the cruise ship and basically blow the creature up. But before we get there, he and Trillian get down probably it's either where the casino was or something. But they find out that these worm creatures they've been fighting are actually tentacles from a giant fucking kraken. So, they find this huge head that comes up and, grabs Finnegan. And he's like looking at it. And he's like, fuck you. And just puts a shotgun in the eye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of a nice little review because the whole time we're thinking it's all these singular like worm things that are crawling around and getting everybody, but it's actually just tentacles. And it goes back to that octopus reference about the fish and all that.
Yep.
I was surprised to learn that Famke wasn't the original one supposed to play Trillian. In fact, it was Claire Forlani who had actually appeared in Meet Joe Black, and she was supposed to be the original person to play the character. But she had some problems with the director and walked away from the project, so that left Famke, who I love. Famke has always been a big part of the horror franchise, so I really like that about her.
Yeah.
But it was funny too, because Sommers was like, I'm not sure if I want to take Famke because she had some popularity from GoldenEye, so he wasn't sure if he wanted to use her. But I thought it was still good because she was still like unknown enough, to do it. What's wrong? What's the matter? What, the phone? Oh, she's checking to see if I'm cheating on her.
Oh,
just kidding.
With me.
So, and I'm gonna ask you something when we get to the end of it too. So they get away and they get on a jet ski as they're passing through the bottom of the boat where it's been flooded of the cruise ship. And so that's how they basically get out of the ship. Joey was on the other ship, but he either fell off in the water or something. I can't remember exactly how he got out there.
I don't remember either. I'm like, what happened to him? Like, I totally forgot about him.
And then, of course, our guy with the glasses who was doing the insurance scam, he thought the little boat at the bottom was going to go away from him. So he jumped down from a pretty high and broke his leg, only to find out that the boat was going to go in one big circle and blow up anyway. So he got fucked in the end anyway. So then that leads us, of course, to the next day where Finnegan and Trillian are on this beach at this island because they saw the island not too far away. So that's where they jetted off to. But the jet ski was toast, so they're on the beach. And now we have like a little kissy moment. And Joey somehow on a surfboard comes into the bay and they help him out. And he's, of course, saying, I could just walk down the beach if you guys want to keep kissing. And they're just fucking with him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, this big roar from the fucking jungle and the forest behind him on the mountains. And you got this thing. It looks like you don't see it, but it's almost like King Kong coming through there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, man, it never lets up. It's really a lot of fun. Just keeps going on and on. How did you feel about this by the time we got to the end of it?
Oh God! Honestly, I was glad it was over.
Really?
It was so fucking long. Like it felt forever to me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The actors are fine. Everything is fine. But what ruins it is that fucking CGI monster. I would almost rather not see it. Like a Blair Witch kind of thing, because at least more until maybe toward the end. But that I know it's 98 and whatever. I just think that it looks so shitty. And I think they could have did something better. And it was like a mixture of like Tremors. They definitely borrowed a lot of ideas, like the tentacles from Tremors. And then I don't know if you noticed, but there was definitely some kaiju music through this and Predator music. Sound like the Predator, which I don't know what movie it is, but I know they do use that same sound music, but it might be this one. But it's like everything's added. This is like a Predator under the sea in a way, which I thought it was like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe it's this big creature. And it is, but it's not a predator. It's a big kraken, which is cool. I just don't think it looked very good.
And well, yeah, I expect because of the CGI at the time was just really bad. But,
yeah. If they would have just went with a practical big monster, it would have been so much better.
I think they would have had a hard time trying to figure out how to do that on that scale at the time.
They had enough money. Well, there's small corridors. They could have arms coming through and shit,
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts on it? And then give me your rating for Deep Rising.
Oh, man. Final thoughts. Well, I wanted to like it more. Huh? Oh, I thought you said. And Treat Williams, my God, man. He's so corny. I like him, but I don't like him. I liked him in Dead Heat, but he's so dumb in this. Like, I don't know. It's like he says the same cliche lines a couple times and shit. And that his friend in it, that Benny, I'm gonna call him Benny. He was annoying as hell after a while, but he was funny. And what's his name was the guy that got killed at Trevor Goddard, who was the I don't care whoever plays Kano again. He was the best Kano ever. No one could beat him. But yeah, I don't know. I got to see it. I thought, okay, it's a big creature. I hope we see. I thought they were gonna go down into the ocean and find it, but I don't know. And then we never got a sequel. Like, what the hell's on that island? Like, I know it was a
Well,
flop.
that's the interesting thing. So obviously, this is well before even Jackson did the remake of King Kong in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this would have been a grand opportunity to do a crossover. That would have been fun as fucking hell to do. Maybe they ended up on Skull Island or something. That would have been kind of cool.
Wasn't there a skull there? Like on the side?
It might have been. I don't remember, but that would have been a cool idea. I think it was. I think there was a mountain, like some sort of face on it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's sort of the reference they were giving. I'm not sure, but
like a King Kong type of creature,
right?
Yeah, but so, I don't know. I wanted it to be better, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm like a 5 right in the middle. Like I said, the acting's fine and the kills are cool, and stuff like that. Like, but I don't know, just that creature ruined it for me. It's like I was watching a sci-fi movie. Except better acting.
Wow.
The only good thing about Treat Williams being dead is that he won't be in a sequel.
Oh man!
Oh, I'm kidding.
Boy, you really hate that guy. What the fuck?
I don't hate him. I just think his character sucked.
Wow.
I think this movie is way too long. It's just way too long.
It's only
almost 2 hours long. It feels like I watched Braveheart twice. That's how long this thing.
What? No way!
It took forever, dude. And and he's just gonna jump on a jet ski and go through the hallways. You just like kaiju that much. That's what it is.
But it's funny because I never really treated it as a kaiju movie, to be honest, even though there is kind of a kaiju, but I really haven't treated it as such. And I probably should, because it is, but I don't know, man. Like it's strange because like I'm gonna be curious about the comments on this, because you're giving it a 5. I'm really surprised that you did not like this film. I'm really surprised. For me, I saw this in the theaters and I love this kind of shit. This shit's fun. I just love it. It's a great special effects. I thought it was funny. Like I said, O'Connor is great. Always funny. A lot of big actors that we've seen before. I think I always love seeing these. I can't say cameos because that was actually roles for him, but it seems like cameos.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So yeah, you and I are way off on this one. I'm a 10 out of 10 because I fucking love this film. Always have. I know Samurai loves this film too, so that's really crazy. Like I did not expect you not to like this.
I was stone cold sober too when I watched it, so maybe that's why. Well, you saw it theater, though. It's a nostalgic thing. Maybe that's another reason why you like it so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did see it back in the day, so I mean that's part of it. But I still, I like when I went back and rewatched it. I still had a lot of fun with it. Like I think it's a blast. But it's subjective.
It's an interesting idea. I would actually like to see them maybe redo it.
Yeah, you could do it. Sure.
Like with nowadays CGI, I think that would be awesome looking if they did it right.
Chances are they'll probably get Jason Statham to do it.
Probably.
Try to tie it in the Meg. They'll tie it in the Meg, because they already had one octopus in the second one. So,
true. Man, that second one was a disappointment.
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna get ready to do your pick next, so people can look forward to that.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe to Mr. Tony the Dead Also, give us your thought on Deep Rising. We are apparently very polarized on this, so I'm curious what other people think of this film. Good or bad, doesn't matter. Just keep it nice, civil. But yeah, let us know. Like and subscribe to the Metal Podcast, and we will see you next time on the Ghouls of Midnight.